Play that Hungry Hippos.
Oh, okay.
100 hippos.
Hungry hippos.
Hungry Hippos. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once more to the Fun Show at Big TV. We missed you last week because of the 3rd of July.
Did you see the
very
fireworks,
special
anybody?
holiday here. I was totally amazed to find that our fireworks and our 4th of July celebration
We're not shown.
was not televised.
Oh,
Was not televised.
I was sitting out in front of Trinity, so I was watching
They
it.
decided to televise it on some obscure D-list network or something, and it wasn't televised
Not up
for
here.
for the first time, I think. You know.
In 40 years.
So I was thinking, and I tried to watch those really lousy ones in New York and Washington D.C. Washington, D.C. looked like a third-rail Nashville network production. And the New York one was just so foo-foo. I couldn't take it. It was really terrible.
So I asked this friend of mine, who comes by the house once in a while, George, his name is.
Good old George. We know George. He's been on our show before.
No, this is different George.
No, he's been mentioned on the show.
Yeah, that's right. And George is a big guy, and George said, I said, how'd you like the fireworks first? And he said, I'm a grown-up now. He says, I don't watch fireworks.
I normally love fireworks, as a matter of fact, and I did listen to them. I can't see them behind your house. Your house blocks them all out.
Thanks.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Sallin sitting behind the Cura keyboard. I'm Arch O'Reilly. It's too bad, but I still am. Susan Harrington is sitting in between, and
Back from a big trip.
Oh, yeah.
she is back from a theatrical extravaganza
Yes.
on things. She was very happy with it.
And
She
workshops.
reports, but not with United Airlines.
No,
And anybody on the shuttle bus, there was 2 people out of 12, and only 2 of us weren't going to the Mayo Clinic.
Oh, really?
Everybody who goes, they usually fly into
And you
Rochester.
managed to get home without going to the Mayo Clinic.
Well, the funny thing of it is you can't help but pass anything. Even the
really?
passageways from the hotel to the Civic Center takes you to offices in the Mayo Clinic.
Really?
Yeah.
In other words, it's 80% of
You
Rochester.
got it.
Rochester, New York.
Did they
No,
throw
No,
any,
Rochester, Minnesota.
did
Minnesota.
the airline throw any bags of peanuts at you?
We were lucky to get a little bag of this big of nuts and pretzels.
Yeah,
Ah, nuts and pretzels.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
which you could add on things. Well, Mike wanted me to mention that the Trump Don't Care health elimination bill has not yet passed. And I understand that Chancellor Donnie today tweeted out that Congress would not dare leave Washington without taking care of repealing Obamacare.
But the president has the best idea for him.
Yeah.
That's it. Wipe it out.
Wipe it
Repeal
out.
the whole thing and forget about it.
Yes, that's
it.
right.
You know, and then down the road sometime.
Let those peons die. Now, I would like, however,
A lot of people will lose their
his
insurance.
predecessor as Republican nominee for president, Mr. McCain.
Wait a minute. This woman at the VA, I was over there today, and she said, we were talking about this, and she said, let them all die. They don't do anything.
Let him die.
Yeah, so they don't work for a living anyways. They don't deserve to get this.
And that was at the VA.
That was at the VA. I was very put out by this.
I
I said you could be a little moderate about it. Let some of them die.
I think perhaps that she needs to find another job, like at Wendy's or something like that. But now, what was I starting to say? You've totally.
I know. I felt so bad about this whole thing.
Yes. McCain says that Trump's health bill is dead on arrival.
That's the best.
That it's going nowhere at all. Now there's another.
But what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
You know, let 'em, like you said, they're gonna let them die. Yeah, and then they don't have to worry about them.
They're not going to pass it, and they're going to have to go along, and you know
They'll just put abeyance. The whole thing will be looked at after the summer.
After all the ridiculous things that this jackass in the corner office has said, I always say the corner office is the Oval Office has no corners.
Well, you mean
which is good because he'd be sitting in it and sucking his thumb if he had.
Well, if he's like a donkey, he's a Democrat. I don't know.
Far, the stupidest thing that he has said in his whole presidency was, "Oh no, the health care was so complicated."
That's my favorite line.
Who knew? Who knew?
That's what's going to be emblazoned on that big thing on the wall there.
Anyway, on a happier note, 10 o'clock tonight for the 30 hours thereafter is Amazon Prime Day, or whatever it is. If you happen to be an Amazon Prime member, you are.
Yeah.
You can get, theoretically, reportedly, great deals that rival or exceed Black Friday deals.
Yeah, my daughter
You get them
likes-
online. If you're a
Amy
Prime
likes
member, you get free delivery. And the Amazon trucks should be rumbling up and down the streets.
Wait a minute, it's not that. Those drones. Aren't
No,
they on
they're
it?
not doing drones here.
They're not doing drones?
No, we're not doing drones here. They're not delivering your
All right.
canapes by drones.
Yeah, I was wondering, will that also apply to anything through Whole Foods?
I don't know. Oh, I don't think they've actually bought Whole Foods yet.
Yeah.
Well,
But
Whole
there's
Foods is saving all the old breads up.
Speaking of which, though, there's a company called Instacart now.
Instacoat.
Cart.
Instacart.
That will buy whatever you want, like grocery stores and stuff, and they send a person who buys all the stuff and brings it to you. There's a delivery charge and that kind of stuff, but it includes Whole Foods and it includes Costco.
Oh.
So you don't even have to be a Costco member.
I was going to say, do you have to have a Costco card?
No, because they have the Costco
They have
card.
card.
Well, they have it.
They have it.
So, but can we go in without the card?
You don't go in. They bring the stuff
that's right.
to
They
you.
bring Costco to you
Right.
on a truck or a drone.
It's got drone on the brain.
I think they bring it on a hoverboard.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
So be careful it doesn't catch on fire while you're at it.
Okay.
Incidentally, as we were not, but we should be, speaking about the world's climate and climate change and the fact that we all may very soon be wiped out by the great Yellowstone volcano, the super volcano.
Our dear leader in North Korea could be wiped out there.
Dear leader won't have anything to put on the tip of his big phallic symbol for at least a couple of years. It's all right, Susan. It's
Okay.
all right. Anyway, I wanted
didn't
to talk
say that.
about.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the.
Why you bring up Egyptian subjects?
The pretend.
Okay.
The pretend.
Ancient.
No, those are obelisks.
Thank you.
The pretend president's wife.
Yeah.
One day in Hamburg, she let it be known that she could not leave her hotel. She was trapped in her hotel by the threatening demonstrators.
Right.
The two things of interest about that. First, these people are so competent that they forgot to make hotel reservations in Hamburg. So most of the delegation had to be put up at the American consulate, and Trump and his wife were put up in the German Senate guest house. They forgot to make reservations for the G20. In any case,
everybody or just the Trump family?
for just the American delegation.
Yeah, okay.
For all the
They
Americans.
thought she would pay.
Well, they never go any place they don't own. You know?
Yeah, but Trump he makes everybody pay in his places.
No, that's only for building walls, right? They're going to build. He went to the Western Wall in Jerusalem, a while ago, and he wound up and he tucked a little note in.
In colored paper.
They finally figured out what was on the note. How'd you get the Mexicans to pay for this? That's what was on the note.
That's good.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is the
good.
reason Melania did not leave her hotel was that she was meant to go on an outing with the spouses of the G20 wives, and they were meant to go to the German Central Climate Laboratory. And the Trump people would not even allow her to be photographed in anything having association with climate change.
Of course not.
Well, he's against it.
I'm sure the Koch brothers said, you better not let your wife show up there.
All that.
Or maybe Putin did, who knows? He had a really good time with Putin. As a matter of fact, he's now decided that Putin is the person who should be the cybercrime policeman of the world now. After all, he's good at it. This is a lot like having Willie Sutton be your bank's security guard.
You think he's like a godfather, Putin?
Putin, yes. Well, I think he's been in power for 13 years now or something.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about. I mean, they were so worried about Trump talking to him that they even sent his wife in to try to get him to shut up and leave, and it didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
What an idiot.
You think he would have enjoyed the theater?
Putin?
No, because nobody would have paid attention to him.
No, we're talking Putin, not Trump.
Yeah, either
But
way.
he understands some English, they say,
So what was your favorite monologue?
Ooh, there was some things from some pieces that I'd never heard of that were really beautiful.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. But what I enjoyed
Did you come
was
away knowing what they were, or they were just something you heard that
no,
was great?
I came away knowing what they were.
Okay.
But some of the cuttings that we saw, the 12 pieces, there was this thing that was by Edward Albee that I just did not understand, called "Count the Ways." And then there was this.
Many people have said that about Albee.
But I mean, this thing
You
just
want to
made
set the thing on the bonfire, his papers? Didn't you see what he said? He wanted all his unfinished work to be burned.
Oh, Albee?
Yeah.
If I was a writer and I had things that I didn't think were worthy of putting out, I wouldn't want them put out after I was dead.
Yeah. Well, isn't that why Agatha Christie, what she did was she killed off Hercule.
her characters?
No, just Hercule Poirot, because he was her
okay.
favorite, I think. She killed him off, supposedly, so that nothing could be written about
So they
him.
couldn't hire some hack to continue the
Right.
line?
So they could not.
That was very smart of her.
I don't know if it worked.
Are you getting the idea? It's still a little early. This is a short play.
Oh, it's
This is-
early.
This is
Okay.
a short play.
What else you got?
Well, I have the fact that George W. Bush's lawyer, who was Bush's lawyer in the White House, said today on national television, I believe, that Donald Trump Jr. is unquestionably guilty of treason, and that he will almost surely go to jail, which I find that kind of nice. And then I have two discouraging pieces of data here. One is that 58% of Republicans believe that colleges and universities are bad for America.
That's right. They have to
Education
read
is
books.
bad.
The people have to write English and read books and things. Very bad.
They might find out what's going wrong and what's going on, and we might not be able to put it over on them.
And you can't read all those fake news
This
journalists.
explains why Betsy DeVos is Secretary of Education. But even scarier in a way, and an indication of the success of the chancellor, is that 85% of Republicans think that media is bad. In other words, 85% of Republicans are pro-totalitarian government and anti-free press. And it is so scary because more important than the Congress, more important than the courts, more important than voting for democracy in the United States is a free press. And if Herr Trump can turn that much of his support against the concept of a free press, we are this close to a totalitarian state.
Well, it's a
The
free
only salvation
fake press.
is that his base of support is like 25% of the population.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Big TV Unrehearsed Thespian Society's presentation for this evening. And I almost am tempted to ask you to close your eyes and consider this a radio show.
This is, and it's called.
This goes way back to when we actually got up, moved around, had props, stage directions, and everything else.
Okay.
This was in the first iteration of the Fun Show. We actually had fully mounted play productions
And people wore
on things,
makeup and
costumes
costuming
and props and
yeah.
everything
Oh,
else.
wow.
We really
Sets.
did
Yeah.
sets.
Anyway, this was the old days. So each one of us is going to be playing multiple roles.
roles.
And we're going to leave it up to you to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
And among my various roles is I'm playing the director of the thing, so
Okay.
at some moments I may appear to be violating the fourth wall, and that's the way it is. This has a title, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's called Nursing Home.
Nursing home. All right.
Okay.
Action. Stage of the theater, a troupe, a director, seated at stage head. Ruth seated at a table, standing behind them, rear stage, Joe, Jerry, and the director.
That's you. Okay. All right.
All right, what's next, Mike? And why can't you give us the entire script?
Well, because I've been making copies of each scene as I write.
What's it about?
What do you mean, what's it about? Phil and Jerry, the high school teachers, are visiting Ma on a Sunday afternoon at a local nursing home, and there's a nurse in there, too.
I don't remember you telling us they were brothers before.
They aren't, but they both have mothers in the nursing home.
Oh, and you thought it would be funnier if there was only one mother.
I've got a mother,
One mother could symbolize all mothers.
like a universal mother.
Please, people, how many parts are there?
I'm playing Jerry. Okay, all right. Oh, no, you're not. You're Jerry.
I'm playing Jerry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm playing Jerry.
Okay.
I've always wanted to be a mother. A dream come true.
You're going to be the nurse. Serenity is her name, and I'll be Phil also.
Okay. As far as blocking goes, there'll be 3 chairs forward in a line. Ma will sit in the middle. All right, places, stand by, blackout, lights up, action. Room in the Golden Age Nursing Home on an October afternoon, 2 p.m. Background sounds of country western radio music and a TV football announcer describing his game. Mom is sitting in a wheelchair, flanked by
getting a
Jerry,
wheelchair.
seated on the left, and Phil on the right with a walker nearby. Right, stage, music, and announcer's voice, fade out.
Fade outs.
Hi, Ma, how you feeling?
Oh, it's you. I didn't think you were coming.
You look good, Ma. You know, I come every Sunday.
It's too far to drive.
Did they do your hair, Ma?
You shouldn't have come. You have too many things to do.
I brought you some ice cream, Ma.
With cookies?
No, I'll get some later.
Don't bother. I already had some.
Well, the nurse said you had a cold.
It's nothing. You shouldn't have come.
I see your son came to visit you. That's the nurse.
Another interruption.
She came to say hello to me, Ma.
Say goodbye. Never here when I need you.
I brought you something for your cold.
I'm dying from pneumonia, and she brings me cough medicine.
Hope you have a nice visit.
Sure, after she poisons me.
Ma, if you don't cut it out, I'm going to leave.
Why would you leave early? What about the ice cream?
All right, Ma. Did Sylvia call?
Sylvia? Should I know a Sylvia?
Well, she's your daughter, I think, isn't she? She lives in Florida with her husband, Milty, and she calls you every week.
Oh, that one. And you say she's really my daughter? Well, maybe, if you say so.
Ma, she's coming up in a couple of weeks, after the holidays.
Everything is different now.
That's right. You don't have to shop and cook and clean and do laundries. It's like a hotel here.
The nurses have their favorites.
No, everybody gets the same care, Ma.
Yes, but some get more.
Oh, but some of your neighbors are very sick. And I'm sick.
They all hate me. If you only knew. Take me home with you. I'll sleep on the sidewalk in front of your house.
And how is it, our Alice?
Oh, my God, we go through this every time I come.
She throws food at the other residents in the cafeteria.
What about that nice room in the back of the kitchen?
And she swears at them and provokes fights. Well, Ma, the toilets are on the 3rd floor, if you have to know, Ma.
I can't stand it here. I have money. I'll move to another hotel.
Ma,
You love it here, Alice? Ma, let's sing a song. So here we go. God bless America.
And what about me?
land that I love.
Just join in.
But does he love his mother?
Stand beside her.
Meanwhile,
And
he's
guiding.
sitting.
Ah, you win,
You win,
Ma.
Ma.
So I won a lousy quarter at the Beano game last night.
I just happen to have some Beano cards and chips. Okay, here, you want to have some of them and try it out?
Under 27.
If you're my son, how could you be so dumb?
What's wrong with you, Ma?
27 comes under E. It's a wonder you can find your way home.
Are you getting along any better? Are you getting along any better with your roommate, Ma?
She never flushes, that
How
devil.
was your lunch today, Ma?
Some dishwater and a piece of cardboard.
Ma, I had the soup and the hamburger with you, and they were excellent.
So, why did you call me from the hospital the next day?
I took my Shirley to a specialist.
That's it. When I eat with you, I get a special service.
Ah, don't exaggerate, Ma. Look, your grandchildren all send their love.
And little Bradley was roller skating up and down the corridor the last time. Gave me a headache again.
How are we doing, Alice? Doesn't she look great, so feisty?
I never get a bath.
That's my Alice. What a killer. I love you, Ma.
They're killing me.
Ma, this is one of America's finest caring institutions.
All right, get me some ice cream.
And ginger ale, Ma?
No, cookies, and don't forget the napkin.
I will, Ma, I will.
Blackout. Now there's a mess.
Nursing home.
That's a one that's unforgettable.
That's a classic.
A classic.
That's a classic. If we only knew who was playing what.
The only thing we didn't have one of those long scenes that she would have liked.
If we'd only all read our lines when they came up.
Yeah.
So, you can open your eyes now, folks. The radio show is over.
And take the cotton bat out of your ears.
Yeah,
also.
well,
Okay.
if they were going to go that far, they could have just hit the switch. Don't tell them. They can actually turn it off.
Do you know DeVos? She said.
Betsy DeVos.
She said all those regulations that were struck down are back in. She said the ones about the kids can buy and borrow from any of these crazy schools.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's a very serious.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, when she gets done, this guy will reopen Trump University.
Oh, there he could.
He
could call it Putin University.
the Trump Moscow Academy of
Yeah,
Higher
Maya
Education.
Teparuski. There.
Yes.
Maybe that's where they should open it, over there.
It doesn't matter these days because it's all it's all non-realistic stuff. But no, I mean, she's amazing. My favorite statement from her, along with the who knew healthcare was so complicated, was her statement in defending her opposition to laws banning guns in schools. She said, no, the teachers needed to defend the kids from bears.
That's from bears.
From bears.
Well, there's a lot of bears running around.
I mean, she could have said from rampaging hooligans.
Yeah.
But bears?
What about mountain lions? You could have those.
Don't give her another idea.
Oh, okay.
She'll want bazookas at that point,
They're going to have they're having summer school all across the country.
That's nothing new.
They've always had summer
Yeah,
school,
but,
yes.
so
What's your
what do you think?
observation, sir?
What's summer school like? Did you ever?
At what level?
Did you ever have to go?
I went once,
Yeah.
and I taught it a couple of times.
You taught there.
Yeah.
But what
so
level
what were
are
the
you-
kids doing? What were they? Why were they there?
Well, because probably in some cases because there was so much foolishness going on in the classroom that they didn't get a chance to get it during the school
Okay,
year.
so they were going to have in about 5 weeks. They were going to get a
Not to be
review
over-
of a
not
year's
to-
course.
Not to be overly charitable, but in many instances, they were probably the foolishness going
No,
on.
well, no. In some cases, though, they weren't. They just
Yeah.
they were so quiet and
Okay.
reserved that they missed
Okay,
things. But
I ran a summer school,
Yes.
2 summers.
I ran a summer school, too.
So you know too.
Yes.
I told them
Only my summer
they could
school
have a
was at
talent
Harvard.
show if they all came to classes
Yeah.
and they did some work. At the end of the summer
Session.
school, we would have a big talent show, and I was going to check on the talent that we had in the school at the same time, and we did it. And it was so good, and so many people came, and so many parents to see the show in Dorchester, the old Dorchester High School, that the buses were all late, and they were screaming and hollering, and the police were blowing whistles. And finally, I told the kids we got to call it off, and they said, "No, we want to stay. We still got about 10 acts to do."
But do you know why a lot of the kids go to summer school?
Yeah.
Why?
To stay off the streets.
You got it. Their parents send them. I mean, I taught in a special program that was at the Taft.
Okay.
And the parents were signing kids up that really weren't eligible, and they were haranguing downtown for them to go to summer school because they didn't want to pay for a summer program, and this was free.
Another time, I said to
So
them,
this was elementary school,
No, middle.
middle school. Yours was
middle school.
Yours, middle school.
And in some
Middle
cases,
school.
high
Or high
school.
school.
It keeps them
and
up.
it was a high school was the second time around.
Okay. Mine was a little different. It was at Harvard.
Oh, you were at Harvard Summer School.
But I mean, that's something they pay for.
Huh?
That's something they pay.
Oh yeah, they come from all across the country because in those days that was the sole summer school that every college in the country accepted the credits from.
Oh, okay.
So, but I had a wonderful thing my first year as registrar of the summer school. I had a bunch of they were in training for the anti-war movement at that time. They hadn't really quite gotten it up. And they got themselves bullhorns and stuff, and they called a big strike in the middle of Harvard Yard, and their demand was that the summer school students get to hire the faculty at the summer school. And I had a debate with bullhorns with them. And I sort of won the debate when I pointed out to them that they had all elected to come because of the courses that were offered. And at the time we had to hire those people in order to offer those courses, there was no summer school student body. It was a little funny. But I remember the days. How they thought they could elect their own faculty after they had decided to come to school was a little strange.
Yeah, I went to one of these summer programs. I subjected the kids to summer school. I figured I should go to a summer school, a real summer school, which was a math program, and I hadn't done math for several years, and it was a really tough goal. Okay, well I had 4 kids with my 4 kids were with us.
We're not sure when Rainey
Mount
will hear
St.
this.
Joseph on the Ohio, I think it was. No, it was in California.
Anyway, we don't know when Rainey will hear this, but we'll do our closing anyway. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. We'll see you in our dreams. Good night, Irene. Good night, everybody, from the Fun Show here at Big TV.
Okay.
Susan won't be with us next week, but we'll put on some sort of show in any case, and we'll see you then.
And if
Good
you
night,
want to
everybody.
be on the show, you could give us
Yeah,
a
if you
call.
want to be on the show, call the station.
Yeah.
Tell them you'd like to fill the seat.